Hi, I'm Dr. Dawn, and today in our Wellness Corner, we're going to be talking about menopause. Menopause is a very broad subject, so we're going to start out with just talking about food. I've been talking a lot about macronutrients, meaning carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and fiber. And as we enter menopause, our nutrition is so important. I know for me, going through menopause was not very easy. I had a lot of stress at that time, and when we are very stressed, unfortunately, probably our eating isn't the best, and our adrenal glands, which are our stress glands, can play a huge role in some of the symptoms that we do experience going through menopause. So we're going to start out first with just some macronutrients that can really help as we go through menopause, or if we're already in menopause. So a lot of these I had to write down because there's so many different foods and we all have different tastes. So first, we're going to go through some foods that support estrogen. So estrogen, progesterone are both very important hormones as we go through menopause, and until I actually had mine tested, I really didn't know why I was so hot all the time. I know so many women tell me, they're having terrible hot flashes mostly at night. Sometimes it's during the day, very irritable. So anyway, let's go through some foods that might help support estrogen. Number one, olive oil, avocados. All the foods I'm going to be talking about are whole foods. Brazil nuts, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, peas, chickpeas, lentils, kidney beans, sprouts, spinach, garlic, zucchini, broccoli, cauliflower, blueberries, and strawberries. I'm sure there are many more, but this is just a list that hopefully will help you get on the right track to proper nutrition. And as we talked about before, covering enough protein, carbs, fats, and fiber is just going to support all of the functions of your body. Now we're going to go over some foods that are really helpful for progesterone. So progesterone, as we enter menopause, many times will go down to a very low level or no level. And so supporting proper progesterone is so important. Some of these foods include white or red potatoes. I know people are very carb phobic these days, but these are whole foods. So, made properly, not as a French fry, they can be very healthy. Sweet potatoes. I personally like to go to Whole Foods and get Japanese sweet potatoes or Hana sweet potatoes because it gives you some variation and they taste so good. Beets are on this list, acorn squash, spaghetti squash, butternut squash, broccoli and cauliflower, all whole foods. Bananas, mangoes, those tropical fruits are just so good, but they also make you feel good, which progesterone, as we know, is the feel-good hormone. Oranges, lemons, limes, flax seeds, chickpeas, and kidney beans. So chickpeas and kidney beans were also on the list for estrogen. So they are, as long as you don't have a sensitivity to beans, they are actually really healthy. And to make them properly, you can actually soak them overnight and then discard the water, then cook them. That actually gets rid of some of the inhibitory enzymes that beans sometimes have. So now we're going to talk about some muscle building foods. Most women that ask me about menopause, they also say, they're starting to lose muscle, they're starting to gain that weight around the middle, and as we age, it does get harder to build muscle. Here are some muscle building foods, and all of these foods contain branched chain amino acids. There are 3 branched chain amino acids. There's leucine, isoleucine, or valine. And you can also take this in supplement form as well, but there's nothing like whole foods. And we're gonna aim for at least 30 grams of protein per meal, and this will stimulate mTOR, which is like muscle building. So some examples, of course, are chicken, beef, fish, eggs, pumpkin seeds, navy beans, tofu. Tempeh is also a very healthy vegan form of protein. And a lot of people like to make protein shakes, and there are different forms. You can get a plant-based protein. I'm not really a fan of whey because I feel like many people have sensitivities to whey or dairy, as well as gluten. So I didn't really mention any of those types of foods in this list for that reason. Now, another really important thing that we want to talk about is our microbiome. And as we get older, that is another problem that a lot of us experience. And until we get to the bottom of why we are having digestive upset, or maybe we're not absorbing, or we're having all these menopausal symptoms, we want to go back to what is the health of our microbiome really like. So some foods that can really support our microbiome, there's some probiotic foods like kefir. And I typically recommend coconut kefir, or coconut water kefir, kombucha, sauerkraut, kimchi is another really good one, and coconut yogurt is also very helpful. There's also a prebiotic, which actually feeds the good gut bacteria. And some examples are garlic, asparagus, kidney beans, chickpeas. Again, mentioning chickpeas and kidney beans, which we mentioned back for progesterone and estrogen, pistachios, and hummus. So this is just a short list of some things that you might really want to pay attention to, and I would recommend that you avoid processed foods. Anything that is coming from a factory or has to be manufactured, it's not a good food, and most of the time it has seed oils, which are extremely inflammatory. So this is going to be basically part one. We're going to be talking a lot more about menopause and just different ways that we can gain the healthiest body possible. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them, and any subjects that you might want to hear in the future. Have a great day.